All right, welcome back everybody. So this is just going to be a video on the British pound trade and how it played out. So basically, that last portion of the trade got stopped out at break even. Okay, that's all good. But I'll go over again sort of what the premise was quickly, and then I'll show you the trade. This probably won't be a super long video. So we had this old weekly high. This is not this week. Oh, this was this current week. So this weekly high over here, we took that out on Thursday last week, and then Friday ran up one more time. Break down, gap higher on Sunday. Actually, what's this? I've got that change. I need to change that to that. That's a bit better. So we have this gap higher on Sunday, and then on Monday's trading, we trade down through Friday's low. So I seen that there, and that was the catalyst for my plan. My plan is weekly or monthly level taken out, and then reversal, and then it has to take out a daily low. So we took out Friday's low here. We retrace up into this hourly inefficiency created at 3 a.m. here in the London session. And then I went short there. I didn't get short exactly at the low of the inefficiency, but it was very close to it. I got my 1-to-1 partial, which is what the last video showed. My first partial got taken out when it dropped down this run here, but then it didn't go any lower. And then on this run here on Tuesday, I got stopped out at break even. So I was wrong on the trade direction, but I got my first partial, stop was moved to break even, and I still managed to take something out regardless of the fact that I was wrong. Because I was expecting, like I said, for it to go down here to these two weekly relative equal load levels. So that's where I wanted to see it go, and it just didn't go down there. So that's totally fine. But unfortunately, Pepperstone on TradingView doesn't. It like only shows the little what is it? Like the little execution marks, like for like a only like a day, like the prior day. So it would only show like Friday's ones. Now it won't go back this far. But I will bring up CTrader, and as you can see here, this was the premise, British pound. This was where we took out that weekly level. We break down. This is that Sunday gap opening. Break down through Friday's low. We retrace. The first partial, we get 38 pips there as a first partial, 1-to-1. And then this one here, 2 plus 2.3 pips for break even. That was basically just to account for commission costs, really. So, I never put it at like 0, because you still got to pay a tiny little bit of commission. So I put it about plus 2 pips usually. Plus 2 point something pips. That'll usually get me away with a break even. Because sometimes you'll get, what's it called, like slippage and stuff. So it won't exactly get you out exactly where you want it. But yeah, and then we sort of ran up on Wednesday. Tuesday and then Wednesday. And then Thursday we have a drop down, but then Friday we're running up again. So I didn't really see a setup for the rest of the week, but I did want to show you that there. They're the executions. They're the executions here. That's the prices. Again, like really not that much money. Like you're probably looking at this going, man, you made $10. Like, okay, yeah, I made $10. All right, but it's not a matter of the money. I'm not looking at the money. I'm looking more at the pips, and I'm looking at the risk to reward, and I'm looking at, am I following my model? Okay, my model said that when I get to 1-to-1, I take half the position off, and I move my stop to break even, and that's what I did. Right, now in this scenario, I was trading with 0.03 lots, so I couldn't take 0.015. It didn't let me do the 1.5 part. So I just took 0.2 off, or 0.02, sorry, and then I left the last little bit on, uh, to either go. I was aiming for down here, but I got stopped out. So again, it's not the money that matters because I can change this very easily. The money part you can change very, very easily with money management, how much you're risking on the trade, etc., right? Like I was only risking a quarter of 1% on this trade, and I ended up making like 0.13% or something. Now, again, yeah, okay, on my $7,950 in my account, it's fuck all, it's $10. But if that was $79,000, well, now that would be $100, you know? If that's, 100, $200,000 in the account, now that's a little bit, we're starting to talk about a little bit more money. So, and the same thing, if I wasn't risking a quarter of 1%, and I was risking 1% or something like that, you know, then if I was risking 1%, it'd be about like, yes, I was risking $79. I would have made $79 on this first part, or no, I would have made $38 or, close to $40 on this first one. And then the last bit would have got stopped out for break even. Okay. If I was risking 2%, we're talking like $150 roughly. I would have made $75 roughly on the first partial. Second bit gets stopped out of break even. Okay. All good. All totally all good. But yeah, just wanted to show how that trade played out. Yeah, got stopped out. Look, I'm not at this stage of my development, I'm not worried necessarily about trying to exit here on the second part before I get fully stopped out. There might have been somewhere in here on this run up that would have told me, oh, okay, we're not going down. Okay, we're going to start to reverse and go up. Maybe this run here, that could have been an indication of, okay, I'm probably wrong on the direction. I need to get out. But I wasn't looking at that, and that's a study that I'll have to do myself. Okay, on how to exit trades, or how to identify when it's likely to not go in my favor and exit. And maybe if I exited somewhere around here, I'm still getting maybe plus 10 pips, on the second portion instead of break even, and that would be alright. Um, so, but yeah, so I just wanted to do this trade recap, a bit of an update on what happened in the British pound, and yeah, didn't take any more trades this week for the rest of the week. I didn't really see anything, and there was some things that I was looking at on the Australian dollar, but Friday's trading actually had like a bit of an explosive move. Not on the Australian dollar, on euro and pound. Like as you can see on Friday here, we just started running up. I wanted to see this breakdown here. I wanted to see a retracement and then a continuation lower. And then when I was watching this last night, it basically just ran straight up. And euro did the same thing. It just ran straight up. So I sort of negated that idea of like, okay, it's probably not, market structure shift underneath this low, drop down, market structure shift, retracement, and then continue lower. It's probably not that. And also, I realized last night, I was looking at something with the Euro Aussie, and I'll actually go back to that. I was looking at this here. Okay, so I was looking at, we took out the weekly low here on Wednesday, and then Thursday's trading, we come down, we touch that same level, all right? So we've retraced now, and then we run through Wednesday's high. So now I'm looking at, okay, this could be a potential setup here, okay, we've taken out a weekly level. Remember, my setup's weekly or monthly level. Then it has to take out a daily level on the opposite end. So if we take out a weekly low, we've got to take out a daily high. Okay, we did that. But we didn't retrace down to that 50% level. We got very, very close to it. And I also thought about it and I was like, okay, it's Friday, right? Is there moves on Friday? Yeah, but the kind of move, like when I redraw my fib, the kind of move to go from here up to my main, like take profit after taking a partial here at 1-to-1, going all the way up here, that it may have needed to go into next week because it's Friday. And I didn't want to take that risk of holding over the weekend and stuff like that. And not to mention, because the euro on Friday had this big move up, the pound had, well, it had a less of a move, but it still moved up, and all that. And the Aussie dollar was going up, but not as much as the other two. Euro Aussie being a cross of the euro and the Aussie, yeah, it doesn't have the US dollar in it. Uh, that basically did nothing. It just consolidated, you know. So whenever the dollar or the dollar pairs are moving in one direction, the crosses like Euro Aussie are probably going to do basically nothing, you know. Now the opposite is also true, which I've learnt, is when the dollar is consolidating, or one of the pairs, the euro or the pound or the Aussie dollar is consolidating, the crosses will have nice moves, you know. Um, like, you know, Tuesday here on the Euro Aussie was a really big down day, you know. So there's little caveats there, and like I said, I seen the other pairs move. It's Friday, and like technically, that is a setup, um, but I wasn't super confident, and I didn't end up taking this trade or trying to force my way in on a lower time frame or something like that. Now, in going into next week, all right, if we were to come down and take out this daily low, Friday's low on Monday's trading, and then we get a really explosive move up, that could be a potential setup to go higher. So that would be something that I would be watching out for. But I also have to keep in mind that I have a monthly low way back here from March. So this is a monthly level. We've worked, you know, basically from the end of March, start of April, we've worked all the way down here, just grinding lower and lower and lower. We could be aiming for that monthly level. So yeah, so that's just something I'm watching. I'll just add that in there. But yeah, that's the update on the British pound. Got stopped out, but still took our first partial. Still got paid on the trade. Now again, oh sorry. Now again, it wasn't much, but that is easily fixed with, you know, more, or not more, but proper money management and, you know, more risk on the trade, etc. And the dollars, you know, the dollars is a natural consequence of risking more percentage wise or something like that. So, but yeah, so that is the trade, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll come back next week, and if there's any trades next week, I'll do a recap on them, and yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching.